voices when I sleep. I've seen the worst of war.
Go, go, go! Get up! Get up!
Yeah, it's a continuation of the Quake 2 storyline, so it picks up right as Quake 2 ended. And if you remember, Quake 2 ended is the last thing you see is the guy stick his fist out of the escape pod from killing the Macron. You're part of an important squad that, although the big gun is taken out, you still have to allow the invasion ships to land. There still are substantial air defenses. There's just not the whole planetary defense of the big gun that has to be taken out. We felt like that Quake 2 was the best single-player games of all of the Quakes. And contrastingly on the multiplayer side is that we felt that the Quake 3 style with some Team Arena elements was sort of the ultimate iteration of Quake multiplayer. And so that formed the starting point of what the multiplayer was like. And so we really believe that we've combined the best single-player experience with what was the best multiplayer of all the Quakes and to put those together to make the best Quake yet. You know, we do like our super weapons at id, and and Raven likes them too, as the guys who are developing the game. And there are lots of guns in the game that I can talk about, but there is a certain super secret one that we're gonna hold off on talking about just at this point. But you see a return of the railgun. Rocket launcher, and in multiplayer, rocket jumping is all back in. You have the nail gun back, the blaster, the hyper blaster. You will be able to use the nail gun to climb the walls, for example. So we have kind of the Quake 3 style physics and gameplay in the multiplayer. With really the sort of the more robust Doom 3 physics technology that John Paul wrote for us. You also get access to vehicles. You can man a walker. You get to pilot a hover tank, and there are other vehicles that you'll ride around in as well. But the two that you basically control as fighting forces are the walker and the hover tank. There won't be any vehicles in multiplayer. The basic reason for that is that when you add vehicles, then it doesn't become Quake 3 multiplayer, and you really do add a huge change in the multiplayer. And as I said, we really want it to be skill focused. The emphasis on movement and shooting, which is sort of in my opinion, the pure elements of what multiplayer gameplay is like. When you add vehicles, then you add, like, oh, well, were you the guy who ran to the walker the fastest, or did you happen to get a lucky spawn, and then you get an advantage versus people who are on foot or what have you, in terms of your ability to access those sorts of things. And then you have to figure out some way to sort of counterbalance that in kind of the way the game operates. How many vehicles can you have? So our instead of putting that element in is that we've really focused on sort of the fast pace where you fly across the levels via bounce pads and acceleration pads and those sorts of things, as opposed to needing a vehicle to propel you along, for example. Raven and id have worked together for more than 10 years. Back before the original Doom, and in fact they have traditionally been the company that we worked with on a development basis that had access to our technology before anybody else had access to it. We've worked with them sort of in partnership development on projects such as Heretic and Hexen 2, and really have a unique relationship with those guys, and that really was the basis for our decision to go with Raven as developer on Quake 4.
Sleep.
We have a new game, completely new IP, no Wolfenstein, no Quake, no Doom in development at id. We don't even have a name for it yet, or else I'd tell you. But we're sort of at the proof of concept phase now as we explore exactly what it is that we're going to do and what kind of game we're going to make. It's going to be a first-person game from id, as people might expect. And as people might expect also, John has gotten the technology bug again and has written a new renderer for the new game. And so that is even, we're talking about next generation visuals again from John Carmack, and in my opinion, there's nobody that does it better than him. Well, Enemy Territory is Enemy Territory Quake Wars is the name of it. That is in the Quake universe, in that it's the Earth Defense Forces against the Strogg, and it's a multiplayer only game. It's a standalone game, and will be making its debut at this year's E3, where we'll have a lot more information about it. As you said, it's being developed by Splash Damage under sort of our direction, and we think that it's gonna knock people over when they see it at E3.
But this isn't just a nightmare. It's who I've become.